Welcome to another episode of NACIC Bible Stories. Have you ever felt so jealous or angry that you didn't know what to do with those emotions? What if someone could warn you before you made a terrible choice? Today's story is about two brothers, one choice, and a powerful lesson that still speaks to us today. Get ready, because what starts as a simple day on the farm turns into one of the most unforgettable moments in the Bible. Our story begins just outside the Garden of Eden, in a time when the world was still new and fresh. Adam and Eve, the first man and woman, had two sons. The older son was named Cain. He was strong and serious, and he worked hard tilling the ground. His younger brother was Abel. Abel was gentle and kind, and he loved caring for the sheep in the fields. Cain and Abel were as different as night and day. While Cain wrestled with the soil to grow crops, Abel quietly tended his flock, guiding them through green pastures and cool streams. But both had one thing in common: they wanted to worship God. One day, Cain gathered a basket of fruits and vegetables he had grown from the earth. He carefully arranged them and brought them as an offering to God. Abel, too, brought an offering. But Abel chose something very special. He brought the firstborn of his flock, the very best lamb he had, perfect and without blemish. And then, something unexpected happened. God looked with favor on Abel and his offering. He accepted it with joy, but Cain's offering, God did not accept it. At that moment, something dark stirred inside Cain. His face twisted with anger. His fists clenched. His heart began to pound. Why was Abel's offering accepted and not his? Jealousy began to grow like weeds in his heart, choking out the good. A God saw what was happening. He looked gently at Cain and said, "Be careful, Cain. Why are you so angry? Why is your face fallen? If you do what is right, you will be accepted. But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it." Imagine that. God didn't punish Cain right away. He didn't turn away from him. Instead, he warned Cain. Like a loving parent, God was trying to help him. He saw the anger building in Cain's heart, and he gave him the chance to stop it. But Cain didn't listen. A few days later, Cain said to his brother Abel, "Let's go out to the field." Abel followed, trusting his brother. The sun was shining, and the wind was gentle across the tall grass. But something terrible happened. Out in that quiet field, far from anyone else, Cain's anger took over. His jealousy burst like a storm. In a moment of rage, he attacked his own brother, and there, in the field, Abel died. The world fell silent. A heart had stopped beating. A brother was gone. Then God came to Cain and asked, "Where is your brother Abel?" Cain answered with a lie, "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" But God already knew the truth. He said, "What have you done? Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. You have done a terrible thing, Cain. From now on, the ground you work will no longer give you crops. You will wander the earth with no home." Cain was filled with fear. His punishment was more than he could bear. But even then, God showed mercy. He placed a special mark on Cain, a sign to protect him so that no one would harm him. And so Cain went out from the presence of the Lord, carrying the weight of his choice. Let's take a moment to pause and think. Cain's story isn't just about a mistake. It's about what happens when we let anger and jealousy take over our hearts. But it's also a story about God's love. Did you notice how God warned Cain? He didn't leave him alone. He said, "Sin is crouching at your door, but you must master it." That's a message for all of us. There are times when we feel angry, times when we think life is unfair. Maybe your friend gets praised when you work just as hard. Maybe someone else seems to always win. In those moments, we have a choice, just like Cain did. God wants to help us make the right choice. He gives us the strength to resist temptation. We don't have to let anger win. We can pause, we can pray, we can ask for help. And there's something else. Cain said, "Am I my brother's keeper?" Yes, we are. We are called to care for each other, to lift each other up, not tear each other down. We are our brothers and sisters' keepers. Thanks for joining us on this episode of NACIC Bible Stories. We'll see you next time with more stories that bring the Bible to life, just for you. Till we meet again, stay safe and be blessed.